What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video here. It is Thursday, January 2nd, so we are into the new year. Starting off the amazing 2020 here in the shop. It's early Thursday morning. It kind of feels like a Monday, but it's not a Monday. But I don't care. I'm probably going to work through the weekend because I just miss being at the shop. So now that I'm back at the shop, getting some work done and making progress. The goal for 2020 is to get these builds done and on the road. So, quick little update. If you guys are long viewers of the channel, remember we bought the silver turbo base Corvette that's got a 5.3 in it, like probably 7 or 8 months ago. And all it was supposed to need was a radiator and a fuel system hooked up, and in further inspection, it needed like everything hooked up to it. Ben and Joey have both been working on that. Bill worked on it a little bit. We put a Holley Terminator on it because we love the Holley stuff. The Terminator is by far the best thing out there for price and for performance. So it's got a Holley Terminator on there. It's got a 5.3 truck motor, single turbo. They got the fuel system all done up, and now we're just waiting to put a radiator in there. Oh wait, it looks like they have a radiator. Is this this might be the original Boosted Rooster radiator, but I could just tell by height-wise it will not work in that orientation. I don't know what this is. I don't know what radiator this is, to be honest. It's very odd looking. It's not for a Corvette, that's for sure. But the setup on this car is, as you can see, it's not on there right now, but right there, generally, you'd see the flange, would be a turbo. So it's single turbo. It's got an alternator, factory power steering. I mean, it's got a radiator. It's like a good, solid street car. It's got a 4L60, and then, like I said, the Holley Terminator on it. It's got a couple fuel pumps, and it's set to run on ethanol. So I bet this car right here probably makes a good, like, 550 to 600 horsepower. And that in a Corvette, automatic, should fly. So we're just getting this thing done. This thing's kind of just been, like, on the back burner in the way, so we're just trying to get it knocked out, and so we could drive it around so it doesn't sit in the shop. The Bull Marrow needs another wastegate put on it. It boosts creep real bad, so put another wastegate on there, and then we put a bump box on it, and then it is done for now. It's going to get back half from Jason Brazzel and have a cage put in it here shortly. The Colorado, as you guys saw, made pretty good headway with the interior, got it all ripped out, and I took all the heater core and everything out, so I can put the dash back in. I'm probably going to do that later today. So get the dash reinstalled and get the Holley in there, and that is moving right along. This afternoon, I will have the windage tray and pickup tube, so we're going to try to set the other motor in there and then get a transmission cross member made. And then I think I'm going to take these spindles to a machine shop and just see if I can have them machine it out correctly so we can put them on the truck, get some wheels on it, and move the truck around. But getting very close with this. So 2 projects right there are good to go. The cow has its broken diff. The third member was absolutely destroyed. Strange has another one. Will be here tomorrow. So I got an aluminum third member opposed to a cast iron third member. So aluminum third member, got a new gear going from a 373 to a 390. So hoping the cow runs a little bit faster. Salty chicken, waiting on a K member to come in, and drop spindles. That should be here this Friday as well. Cornbread's side bitch, his non-turbo. Let's just show you guys the badge because it's my favorite part. Look at that, the side bitch. His once pro-charged, soon to be turbocharged Fox body is going to get worked on by Jason next week. And then over here we have Eddie Murphy, stock bottom end 5.3, some CNC heads, truck intake, again on Holley Terminator. Waiting on a Huron Speed twin turbo kit. It's a prototype kit. So I think after he sends us, he's going to release it. So you guys will be able to see it firsthand. We're going to do installs on it. We're going to talk about it. We'll see how much power it makes. And it'll be perfect for any LS swap Fox body guys because the Huron Speed stuff is awesome bolt-on. So can't go wrong there. And that's pretty much what we got going on in the shop. Brett's vet over here, he's waiting on a slipper clutch and axles back from the drive shaft shop. So he had some like 7-year-old drive shaft shop axles that finally gave up. So those things are getting rebuilt and just moving along here. So everything has a plan. I would say compared to last year, this year, everything has a plan, and that's kind of like the biggest thing is we know what we're doing and we're trying to get it done. Oh yeah, well, this is kind of important. I forgot about this car. Yeah, everything right now is off at DCF, getting polished, Dieter's Custom Finishing. Follow those guys on Instagram. Keep up with Joe C on Facebook and Instagram, and I'm sure you'll see when he's polishing our stuff when it gets done and how shiny it really is. So shout out to Joe C and all the guys up there in the freezing cold tundra where they polish things. So enough talking about stuff. Well, I mean, some of you guys get on me about not racing, but it's literally January 2nd. So yeah, strange box, gotta love it. This thing's been sitting here for a hot minute, haven't opened it up. I'll talk to you guys about what it is as soon as I pull it apart, but I'm ready to see what is inside here. So you guys know I am huge fans of Strange Engineering. They make some awesome stuff, and they're just a bunch of really great guys. So what we have in here is the Holy Grail Strange brakes. Literally my favorite thing on earth. These are possibly the best looking brake ever created. Look at how nice that is. Now I know you guys are confused. You're like, what the hell did you get more brakes for? And I will explain that to you right now. So salty chicken stuff is what this is. You guys remember I put the salty chicken brakes on probably like a year ago at Jeff Short's house, High PSI TV, and they're great. There was nothing wrong with them. They worked awesome, and really the course of the salty chicken had changed. Originally it was just going to be like a bolt-ons car, and then put a turbo kit on there and hit the road, and then it became a little bit more serious race car, and then it came down to we're doing a carbon fiber Trans Am, and we need to have it sit nice, and then we need to change the configuration of the setup. So if you guys remember, I said I sold the spindles, including the brakes, and I sold the K-member. Now the reason why I did that, going from a factory spindle to a drop spindle, 1, it is lighter, 2, it gets you better stance and keeps your geometry angle, and 3, who doesn't like sitting low to the ground? So with that being said, I had 4th gen F-body brake kit from Strange. Now with a Racecraft 2-inch drop spindle, you need to run 3rd gen brakes. So here's kind of everything that comes with the kit. Super simple. The 3rd gen stuff is, I think it's a little bit easier than the F-body stuff. The F-body stuff was a ton of parts to put together, and then you had to cut the ears off the spindle and everything. So these will bolt right up to the Racecraft spindle. So I got some hubs, I got some bearings, I got some caps, I got some brake calipers, brake pads, and the rotors. So the only thing I'm really waiting on, oh, and I got some spacers. So I probably should read the directions, because these look like they could be very important. So we'll see. Yeah, but the Strange stuff here is really nice. One thing that I do like about it is all of these studs, they bolt, or they're threaded. The hub is threaded, so you thread them in all the way, and it works really well. So I like that. I'm really in love with this caliper. Flat black goes with the whole kind of scheme of the car, and then the rotors, of course, they're rotors. So all I'm really waiting on is the parts come in. They should be here tomorrow, which is Friday, and then we could really get things going and get the car back rolling, get it over to Jason Brazzel's, and then start cutting it up and putting carbon fiber in it. Alright, so this is the salty chicken in its current state. As you can see, it's got no spindle right there. Uppers and lowers are just hanging. It's got a nice AFCO shock on there, though. K-member and steering rack, it's going to go in. There's nothing wrong with this K-member and steering rack, but what we're doing, you guys might have heard me mention it before, with the engine setup, with how hard we're going to be pushing it, we want to be able to check bearings, and that includes dropping the oil pan to kind of look at the bottom end. So this right here would be a pain in the ass. You're either going to have to lift the motor up or drop the K-member down in order to get the oil pan off. Racecraft offers an Outlaw style K-member, which moves this forward about, I don't know, like 5-6 inches, so it'll be up here more. And what that does is allows you to get the oil pan out without having to move the motor or drop the K-member, and that's going to be huge, because checking bearings is something that I'm going to try to stay on top of, because I'd rather replace bearings than have one go out and sling a rod or mess. Like, I broke a crank because I had a bearing go out in the cow, so that definitely wouldn't be ideal. Everything else should bolt up to it. Talk to the guys at Racecraft. They are super informative and super helpful. So I got PA Racing lower control arms, PA Racing upper control arms, and AFCO bolt-in shock. I got the little the bolt-in thing here that turns this into a little eyelet opposed to like a factory style where it bolts through. Other than that, it's a pretty basic setup. The car is still going to be stock suspension. A lot of you guys have asked. I got no wheels on it, so I don't know if you guys can see anything, but it's got a torque arm, spawn torque arm, short torque arm, spawn lower control arms. It's got TRZ anti-roll bar. I love this anti-roll bar from TRZ Motorsports. It is absolutely badass. It's got the strange S60 40 spline gun drilled, all the shebang. This rear end is badass. I think more people need to run the S60s. I mean, this thing is a tank. It really is a tank. So I did get some new wheels on order. I'm not going to tell you guys what wheels they are, but I was struggling to find a proper fitment issue, so I did sell the Alphas, and then I went to a 15 by 11 with a 6-inch back spacing. I found out they don't make 7-inch backspace wheels, double beadlock, because it's like impossible to mount the tire. I didn't know that. I literally made a post on Facebook. I'm like, is it an act of God to get a 7-inch double beadlock wheel? And everyone's like, yes, that just doesn't work. So from what I hear, like, you cannot mount that tire. So we got 15 by 11, 6-inch backspace, double beadlock, so it should provide a little bit of stretch, but still look good and get a little bit wider, make that contact patch a little bit wider. But everything under here, look at that Heim joint. Some other things I forgot to mention, I got a badass seat. I think I mentioned the seat before. Everyone's been giving me shit saying it looks like a garbage can cut in half, but just wait until you see it in the car. It'll look good. So Tim McCabe's carbon fiber seat. I got the seat mount kit, and I got some Pro Jack mounts. I got some tires here that we'll use for mock-up. And then I got my Magnum fronts with a 26-inch tall tire up front. So get everything here, get it on the car, and get over to Jason's, and we'll start cutting it up. I got the firewall, make it smooth, get rid of the overhang, delete, whatever you guys want to call it, kit. So it gets rid of this piece, so it'll just be straight across. I am cutting the mini tubs out. We're going to do some carbon tubs, and we're going to do carbon floors as well as the carbon fiber body. So a lot of carbon. The goal is to go lightweight. Oh, we're doing like exposed transmission, then drive shaft loop, and then, yeah, so it's going to have like the drive shaft tunnel is going to be like up here because of the torque arm, because it's going to sit so low. So we realized that when we tried to lower the car as low as we wanted to, the tires would hit the mini tubs. So if that gives you any idea of how low we're going, the mini tubs go pretty high, way up there, and we were touching. So the goal is to get the rim even with the body. If we could do that, I think we'll look pretty good. So that's just an update. Got a bunch of strange stuff rolling in for the cow. Like I mentioned, third member for the cow. Got the strange stuff here for the brakes. I'm just waiting on the Racecraft K member and drop spindles, and then we'll put it all together, put the wheels on there, and ship it over to Jason Brazzel's shop, and we'll really start the build. I'm excited to watch you guys, I'm excited for you guys to watch this build take place, because when it goes to Jason's, that's when it gets real. Like, it looks pretty crazy now, it's just all cut apart, but it still looks like, I mean, anyone could do this. Just gut the car and put some bolt-on parts. When Jason starts cutting the floor out and putting bars in there, that's when shit gets real. So just hang tight. Hopefully in the next week or two we'll have it over there and really get rolling on it.